welcome back to Doug's Cars. I've got so many car friends and there's just so little time, but something I've been meaning to do for the last week or so is swing by the local pick and pull where I've just pulled in here, Chesterfield Auto Parts. I've been to Chesterfield Auto Parts a few times in my videos. I did a lot of stuff with the WJ Jeep Grand Cherokee I got last spring for our first cheap car challenge. Needed some work. This time it's for my buddy Reggie's Buick Roadmaster Estate Wagon, which I have filmed before. I will link to that video up there so you can see that when I pick that up for him. But it needs a new grille, and they're NLA, no longer available. And if you can find any on eBay, they're like 300 bucks. Apparently there's a 96 Roadmaster wagon here, and it's got a grille on it. At least it did the other day. So let's go see if we can't liberate that grille from the hood and get it for a decent price. Well, here's the GM section. I see a bunch of Oldsmobile Buicks. Regular Buicks. Oh, there's a Caddy over there. Another Caddy here. Let's take a look. Oh, look at that old... Was that a Delta 88? It is a Delta 88. On a lot of... well, this poor thing had a hard life. Look at all these LeSabres. These are the ones that... Yeah, have the 3800 V6 that everybody loves because they run forever. Oh, look. Ooh, Park Avenue. I wonder if this is a supercharged. No, I don't believe so. It's too old for that. It's not the Ultra. Oh, hey, a Fiero. You almost never see Fieros anymore. 86. We've got to be getting close. It's got to be out here somewhere. Oh, CTS. Hey, oh, I see it right up there. I see the Roadmaster right ahead. Here we go. Looks like it's missing the lower tailgate. Oh, no, it's just folded down. Here we go, 96 Roadmaster. That made an absolutely lovely sound. Well, unfortunately, I found a problem. Really sorry, Reg, but the grille's already gone. I meant to come out here the other day and I wasn't feeling well. Instead, I came out here on a day when it's like freezing out. I should have come out the other day. It might have still been here. Just have to wait for another one of these to show up. Well, I'm here. Let's take a look around and see if we can't find any other interesting cars to look at that are up on blocks being parted out. I carry around my junk box of tools. Hopefully they won't be too noisy. This poor thing. Already stripped of all the good stuff. Dang it. Here's something that some of y'all might like. A Geo Prism, which is actually a Toyota Corolla. This is actually the hatchback. Oh wow, 91. That's got to be rare because most of these were sedans. And it's actually local because look, Chevrolet up in Ashland is about 20 miles away from here. Wow. There's not too many of these on the roads anymore. So people picking parts off of this are going to be few and far between. It's so old it doesn't even have an airbag. Crazy. 16 valve EFI. Yeah, these were made at the Numi plant in Southern California alongside Corollas of the same vintage. Geo was one of the GM brands they used to import cars and resell, but eventually this became a Chevy Prism. Ooh, there's a key. Let's see, does it say anything? It just says GM on it. That's kind of cool. And it doesn't work. Probably for the ignition only. Oh, here's another fun GM product. First generation Saturn. It's a 95, so it's a later one, but these had plastic body panels, I think, except for the roof, which was metal. Everything else was plastic. Had crank windows. This does have an airbag because it's a 95, so it would have been required to. Because it's got wheel cover wheels, Steelies. It would be an SL1, which did not have the twin cam engine. The SL2 had the 127 horsepower twin cam. Neat cars, built in Tennessee. And they started the no haggle thing, like you walked in and you paid the price on the window. There was no haggling. That's how they did it. Look, T-tops. Well, they're missing. Someone took them, but don't see those very often anymore. At all, ever, because they all leaked. Hey, nice. I know someone who could use that sticker. It's always fun the way you see people remove things here. This Cadillac has parking sensors. Somebody wanted one, so they drilled it out. I mean, you you gotta use the tools you got. I just tried to remove a piece with a slotted screwdriver because I didn't bring a Phillips head because I didn't think I was gonna need one for the grill because the fasteners were not Phillips heads. But I just spent half an hour trying to unbolt this one panel with a slotted screwdriver. Ooh, wow, a Chevy Beretta. 2.8 V6. It's got the Z28 Camaro style wheels. This has obviously been sitting out for a long time. Look at the crap on that. Yikes. GTU. This was a pretty high spec model when it came out. You got the power windows and locks. You got the cool interior here. Lots of mold. Here's extra keys you could keep, I guess, in your wallet. That's pretty sweet. Chevrolet commitment to excellence. Yeah, very maroon. Come on the other side, take a look at the driver's door. 89, yep. Definitely an 89. This was very futuristic when they came out. I mean, you can see how, obviously this was a digital gauge package, which isn't going to work anymore. There's your power window switches down there. AC in the middle. You can see that the vent goes all the way across, like modern cars are doing again. Got cruise on off. Slight cigarette burn there in the seat. Yeah. You were styling for 1989 with your 135 horsepower 2.8 liter V6 3-speed automatic. They might have been 4, but probably was a 3. Still, check out the wheels, man. Chevy Beretta. Butt of jokes for a while, but they were pretty good cars. Now here's the 3.1 version of that engine in a Buick Regal. 1990, so I think these came out in 88. See, it still has the seat belts in the door. Wow, crank windows in a Regal. That's crazy. I don't think I've ever, it's got power door locks, but crank windows. That's weird. You got a coin holder and one little tiny cup holder there in the glove box lid. There's your auto reverse tape deck and remote stereo. Again, a digital dashboard. Cruise. But really, and of course they work, but keep fit windows with a power mirror. Maybe just on the passenger side, because the driver's side one, no, it's just it's not power. It moves a wire. That's crazy. The back seat really isn't all that big in these. When these first came out, they were just 2-door, and they added the 4-door later on. Huh. Crank windows. I saw this Caddy over here. It looks like it's a Fleetwood because it's got the rear, the spats over the rear wheel, the fender skirts. 90 white Fleetwood. Unfortunately, the interior is all gone, but we can take a look at the trunk, which is pretty good size. Let's see. Thompson Cadillac, Raleigh, North Carolina. Yeah, it's a pretty good sized trunk. Put a few bodies in there. Little homemade spray paint action going on. But yeah, the interior is gone. That door doesn't work. That one does. Oh wow, this would be real wood by then. They'd gone on from, that's in really nice shape, from all the fake plastic. Look at the inside of this car, it's massive. See the trunk and fuel door switches up there. It's actually in decent shape interior wise, other than the fact that the seats are gone, but the carpet's in good shape, just dirty from being in here. Even the headliner, oh wow. Check this out. How's that, is it gonna open? These are rear visor mirrors. Can I get it to open? No, let's try the other side. That's cool. Man, it still closes with a pretty solid thumb. This one opens. All right. Let me get my screwdriver out. All right, trusty screwdriver to the rescue, and here you can see you have your twin visor vanity mirrors back here that would light up. And up here, the forerunner to the modern infotainment system. You had the fuel data center. It's all digital here. Idiot lights would light up here and here. Oh, a separate switch for the cruise over there. It's even got, you could, I remember these, we had one of these when I was a kid. You could put the garage door opener in this or buy a special one that fit in here. And got the extensions on the sun visors up front. But yeah, this trip computer, well, the old school headlight switch still works perfectly too. This is too bad. This was a, oh, it's even got a Bose speaker upgrade. This was a pretty nice ride at one point. Here we have a Delta 88, which would have a 3800, but this one looks like it might not. I think they had, it's a Regency, which was top of the line. Let's take a look at the interior of this. Oh, let's see, power passenger seat, Regency Brougham. Wow, they wood grained the AC climate control vents. That's hilarious. Oh, it's a 98. Okay. Yeah, I think these had the 3.8, but this is an early one, so it might be a 3100 or 3.1. You've got the pillow seats, which, of course, actually are holding up pretty well. Opera lamps, vinyl top, still in pretty good shape. 1990. Okay, interesting. Maybe that is the 3800 and I'm just not remembering properly. Let's take a look at the dash here. Let's see, they didn't go with the digital dash option on this one, but they do have climate control, Twilight Sentinel, and the Regency Brougham logo everywhere. And it probably would have had wire wheel discs on it. Man, the 80s cars are out in force. Well, I guess it's a 90 technically, but that's basically an 80s car. This is cool. I spotted something else here for Weird Car Twitter, a 1994 Mazda MPV. These had 3-liter V6 and were rear or four-wheel drive. I think these even had a low range if you got the four-wheel drive version. 94. Let's check. Nope, no drive axle. Definitely a two-wheel drive one. But for being a minivan, they had doors that opened this way. Wow, it opens wide. And this window doesn't go down. There's not room in there for it to go into the door. So obviously these all had air conditioning, but of course by 1994 you're pretty hard pressed to find a car in the US without it, and it's full of junk. It's too bad. These are pretty cool. MPV, very cool car. Let's take a look at the dash real quick. So you've got pods on either side, and you've got column gear shift because it's a minivan. You've got flip down cup holders there. Interesting. Huh. Pretty cool. Okay, let's see what else we can find. A couple minutes ago I mentioned the Geo. Well, here is a Geo Metro. It's rebadged as a Chevy. They did that eventually. So by 2000, this Geo Metro became a Chevy Metro. I believe these were Suzuki Swifts elsewhere in the world, but here they were sold as Chevys and Geos. Yep, we've got an airbag. We've got AC. Keep fit windows. Oh yeah, most of them came. Oh wait. And it's an automatic. They were 3-speed. I think these were 3 cylinders. Man, they just screamed on the highway at like 4,000 RPM. Here's an odd one. This is a Cutlass Supreme convertible. 95. Okay, that was about the... This was basically the same car as that Regal, the two-door Regal we saw a little while ago. You can see there's a much more updated dashboard because, of course, it's 95. And this one would have had power windows, of course. It's convertible. 5-spoke alloys. The top has definitely seen better days. But what's interesting about these, I always thought, I only ever saw them on this car, were these tiny little headlights they had. I mean, it's the same size as the turn signal. Just for comparison's sake, here's my hand. They are tiny. They are not like the regular rectangular ones that you could buy, or that came on most cars in the 80s in the US. They're tiny. It's the same size as the fog light. 3100. So this did not have the 3800, the good motor. No wonder it's here. Well, I found the other Roadmaster, but I believe the grille is different on the sedan than on the wagon, because of course it would be. Man, it's way up there. Yeah, there's no parts on this that can be used, I believe, for what Reggie needs. Oh, how did that happen? I guess something ran into the trunk and separated it, but didn't damage the body below. You can see the center gas filler. Those were always a good idea because you could pull up and just fill from either side. Great. Let me do some research, see if that grill fits. Well, sadly, those parts do not interchange, so time to move on. Let's see what else fun stuff we can find before I call it a day. I think I've exhausted all the fun General Motors products. Let's go check out the Fords and see if there's anything from the 80s that we can enjoy. Oh, we've got a Fox body. Wow, that's really faded. So this is like an 87 or up because it's got the flush headlamps and the better interior. I remember those wheels. It's a hatchback. And it's an LX because it doesn't have the GT stuff all over. Oh, okay, no door. And you can see the typical 80s Ford cruise control on the steering wheel. You've got the pod mounted light controls, which were very popular back then. And under there, that is definitely not the V8. But yeah, kind of cool. Or at least it was in 1987. And we have an economy car, the Tempo. So this was bigger than the Escort. You can get it in more of a sedan. Again, you can see the kind of typical Ford steering wheel with the cruise control on it. AC, automatic on the floor. A little antenna in the way there. The Aero headlights, the other front end's missing pretty much entirely. Plastic fender liners, not bad. Yeah, and you got the pods on this one too. Very cool. Very, very, very basic gauge package. No tack. So I just hacked the door right off. And it's in a very odd baby blue color. These were everywhere back in the day. You don't see them at all anymore. And this one's obviously been sitting for a long time before it came here. I mean, just from all the growth on it. We didn't get the Ford Mondeo here, or did we? We did. It was called the Ford Contour, but this is the Mercury version, as you can tell by the Mercury badge on the front. This was the Mercury Mystique, or as I called it back at the time, the Mercury Mistake. 98. And that is how they spelled Mystique. Oh, I see it was once purchased at CarMax. Take a look at the inside real quick. Yeah, so those switches look familiar to me. Some friends who had these. This has actually got, oh, it's an automatic. It's got still the cruise on the steering wheel and the very common Ford dash from this era. Remote trunk release, tan cloth interior, and the back seat is full. Check out the early 90s graphics on this Ranger pickup STX. I mean, a lot of them have come off already, but wow, those colors pop. Never even seen Ford in that font before, except probably on one of these. So I didn't have the most successful trip here to get parts for Reggie's Roadmaster, but hey, we had fun. We saw some cool stuff that's not going to be around much longer, and I'm surprised it's even still here. A lot of these cars from the 80s didn't last that long to begin with. So hey, thanks y'all so much for watching Doug's Cars. Please hit subscribe so you can see future videos, because I'll be bringing so much more stuff to y'all for such a long time. Thanks for watching.